What's going on, YouTube, man? First things first, I appreciate you guys still hitting me up on the emails because it helps me keep everything organized. Like, I have a lot of stuff going on throughout the week. I'm taking classes myself and I'm a counselor. How's classes going? They're still hard. How's being a counselor? Honestly, being a counselor becomes easier as the days go by just because the students get to understand what it's like being in college, so they start to study on their own. They develop their own study habits, and then they start to pass more tests, right? And so when they pass tests, everybody's happy. All right, next topic. I'm really happy for everybody that made rank, man. So if you made rank E5, E4s, and E6s, if you made rank, man, this cycle, congratulations. If you didn't make rank, as always, do not give up. Keep studying, only because it only gets better. Like, when you study and you fail, then you get to realize, right? You get to realize what you don't know, and then you study what you don't know. And if you don't know how to study what you don't know, I made a video on how to advance. It's not that hard. You just gotta really want it and pinpoint your studying. That way, when you see these questions again, because they definitely come back, you get to, you know what I'm saying, you get to get those answers correct. Now, also, Blue Angels, man. Blue Angels came out with their new 2023 selectees, man. Congratulations to all the new Blue Angels that's coming up for this upcoming year. Blue Angels is very competitive. If you don't know what Blue Angels is, it's pretty much a, you know what I'm saying, they get to fly. They're like the show jet pilots, and they get to fly all over the country, and they're just showcasing the Navy in a positive light, and it's called Blue Angels. So if these people who got selected for Blue Angels, they're the mechanics. Like, these are people that work on those actual jets that go flying and create the wow factor, right? Because without them, without the mechanics, these jets wouldn't get off the ground. So heavy salute to the people who actually applied for Blue Angels and then got selected for Blue Angels. And if that's something that you're interested in, just look it up. You know what I'm saying? Look up Navy Blue Angels and see what you got to do to become one, because it's a wonderful prestige just to be a part of that. And then also salute to those pilots. Now, in this video, we're going to cover two questions I got on my email right now. All right, so the first question: how was your board with your commanding officer, and what should I expect? Now, the board with my commanding officer wasn't that hard, you know what I'm saying, only because I knew my commanding officer. I did respond to this person's email, by the way. I'm not just saying this on live, but my commanding officer knew what I wanted to do when I checked in. When I checked into my command, you have to have a sit down with your chain of command, and you get to tell them the things that you want to do and the things that you aspire to do. And one of the things that I aspired to do was I wanted to be an officer. Like, I told them that from day one. And so they knew everything I did, in my intensity, me showing up to work on time, me having a clean uniform, being respectful to everybody, and performing at the highest level possible, was all going to be a collective so that I could reach my end goal, literally just to be a naval officer, right? And so my commanding officer knew me throughout the years before I even before I got selected, but even before I even put in a package, he knew that was something that I wanted to do. And it wasn't only my commanding officer that knew, my executive officer knew as well. So they groomed me through the paths and through the duties that I had to do, the collateral duties that I chose, in order to be in the position to be where I'm at today. Like, it's literally nothing by mistake, right? You communicate to people what you want, and then they'll put you in position to be where you want. And so when I had to sit down with my commanding officer, this is somebody I talk to on a daily basis. So we were just having an actual conversation back and forth, and bam, it was just that simple. So this question is kind of loaded. It could be a whole video in itself. It's what's the difference between a chief and an officer? Now, chief petty officers, man, the biggest difference in my eyes is this: the officers actually get to create the policies. They'll be the ones that sign off on the policies, and then the chief petty officers are going to be the ones that make sure those policies get executed through the enlisted ranks, right? So if an officer needs something to get done, let's just say your commanding officer needs something to get done, and it has something to do with the enlisted personnel, obviously, then the master chief will be the one to make sure it gets executed. So the officer says, hey, Master Chief, I need this to get done. Master Chief says, okay, this is how I'm gonna get it done, and then the Master Chief goes and gets it done. That's the biggest difference. Like, the officers actually create and sign off on these policies, and then the Master Chief and the Chief Mess are going to execute these policies as directed by the officer. But yeah, you too, man. Hopefully you guys having a great week. Keep the questions coming, man. Obviously, like I said, I got a full schedule, but I do get back to every single one of those emails, and I hope you have a great one. Peace.
MA $$ 205. Rest in peace to Tony.